Hello everyone, it's Thursday, November 13th, 2008, and this is WFTL Bytes, your occasiodaily FOSS and Linux news show, with your host, me, Marcel Gagné, working on day number 295 of the cold, it appears, at this moment. Hey, I've got some great news for you today, news which basically says it's all-out war out there, and on that note, I'm going to put on my press hat for the day. Press hat. Okay, here's the scoop. The first story is actually a nice peaceful story, so I'll lead off with that one. Amazon, as of this coming Monday, November 17th, will be offering the OLPC XO notebook. That's the one laptop per child notebook, you know, the one with the cool crank on the side and so forth. They're going to be offering it using the G1 deal that was available last year around Christmas time. That's the Get One, Give One program. You spend $400, you get two of them, you get one of them, one goes to a child in a developing country somewhere. It's a great way to do that whole gift-giving thing around Christmas time, which is real close now. You better start shopping if you haven't done anything like that. Next story, before we get into the whole war thing, is proof that Google can get into the news no matter what it is they do, they can get into the news. Here's how it works. CNET is reporting that Google's Chrome now sort of kind of a little tiny bit works under Linux. One of the bloggers on Google pointed out that they were able to compile it, and it basically sort of quasi a little tiny bit renders a Gmail page, which just goes to show that they fall into the, OMG, I've fallen into the trap as well. I've reported on Google doing nothing. But they're working on it. One of these days, you're going to get that Chrome browser native for Linux. Yes, indeed. Speaking of the battle lines and so forth, the VAR guy is reporting that Microsoft has released Small Business Server 2008. And why am I telling you about this? Well, because he's asking, can Linux respond? Can Linux do something to show that they have an offering that is equally superior, maybe better than that? And he argues that one of the big problems with Linux, and I quite sort of agree with him on this one, is marketing. There's not enough branding. There isn't enough people out there saying, hey, look, these are the alternatives. They're great ones, and you don't need all this Windows stuff. But he argues that marketing and branding, corporate branding, the sort of thing that Novell and Xandros do but don't do well enough, is the sort of thing that Linux needs under these circumstances. Speaking of Novell, several sites are reporting, and I mean several sites are reporting, that Novell is going after Red Hat's customers. Yes, it's true, they're going after Red Hat's customers, as opposed to Microsoft's customers. Computer World UK, for instance, Glyn Moody talks about the Faustian bargain that Microsoft has struck, or rather Novell has struck with Microsoft. And Internet News, meanwhile, talks about the idea that, hey, in business, companies do that sometimes. You go after other companies' customers, in this case, Red Hat. Oh, by the way, they're going after CentOS customers as well, offering them a migration path and support up until such a time as they're actually running under the new Novell/Zuse server. By the way, Justin Steinman, who is a marketing guy over at Novell, says, and I quote, that migration will absolutely be available through Microsoft certificates. You heard it here first, or second or third. I'm not entirely sure how many times you've heard this one already. But there you go. The battle lines are drawn. And as far as Microsoft is concerned, can you imagine a world without Linux? Well, Stephen J. Von Nichols over at Computer World, I don't know what he was smoking last night, but he has envisioned just such a world in which Larry Page is the small-time CEO of a little company that works under Yahoo, where AOL is entirely owned by Microsoft, where the big conference is called Windows World, and people are being told to just wait, hold on to that Windows 98, because Longhorn/Windows 95 will be available in 2011, we promise. Meanwhile, demonstrators sit in the front rows shouting, GNU heard, GNU heard, GNU heard. And it gets weirder. So I'll just let you go and read it. Remember, the links to all these stories and all the exciting things I've talked about today are at the bottom, below the video. You know, I've got the links down there. Go check them out. It's a lot of fun. And you can make your own decisions as to whether there really is a war going on out there. Meanwhile, you get out there, you fight evil. If you see evil, fight it, fight it, fight it. And I think I'm done. I think I'm done for the day. Yeah. WFTL Bytes.com. Check it out. That's it. Gotta get back to my coffee. Bye.